Hey, welcome to my channel. And to another weigh-in. Now, this is not your typical weigh-in. This is not just your run-of-the-mill weigh-in. This is a very, very special weigh-in. And some of y'all have, got a frog in my throat this morning. In my throat. Got a frog in my throat. Some of y'all have already been asking me. I think I got you confused when I did my recap that I would be doing my weigh-in. I'm going to weigh in on Wednesdays instead of Thursdays, but I'm still going to film it on Thursdays, so tick a lock until Thursday. I will know Wednesday, but I won't be bringing my video to y'all until Thursday, so nothing will have changed. Nothing will have changed. It's just the Numi app is set up when I started on Wednesday to end on Tuesday, so Wednesday morning is when I will weigh in. And I could have waited till Thursday to keep it Thursday. I'm still tracking my weight in the healthy because Numi, they don't do decimals. And since I've been doing decimals the whole time, I want to keep doing my decimals. Keep up the same, format. So I'm going to keep tracking that in healthy to keep my totals properly, because if you depend on me to do the math, forget it. I have screwed up more than once and whited out, and no, that don't work. So I think I might have confused some of you, because a number of you were asking me, how did I do? Let's hush up and talk about how I do. I weighed in at 317.2 for a loss of 8.4, and that puts me at 59.9. 59.9. I couldn't have just had 0.1 and put me to 60. I don't want to talk about next week, because y'all know I'll jinx that. I ain't calling up no kind of jinx, no kind of nothing. So we're not talking about next week. We will talk about what this past week was about. And if you watched my recap, then I'm sure this is the same stuff that I said then, but everybody doesn't watch every video. So some people just tune in for the weigh-in. And I'm okay with that if you just want to keep track of my progress in pounds, then that's fine. So I know everybody didn't see the recap. So everybody maybe didn't see the very first Nutrisystem video when I told what the first week was about. So anyway, we're going to talk about it. The first week of Nutrisystem is your kickstart week. That is where they restrict your calories. Whew. Do they restrict your calories? Now, I didn't go from eating 10,000 calories down to 1,200, but I went from eating a whole lot more than 1,200. Now, the baseline, what I gather, is 1,000, and that's for your normal size people. I am anything but normal size. I am morbidly obese. You just heard how much I weigh. 317. Started at 377. In case you're new here and you didn't know that, I started at 377 in April of 2018. And this is why, of the things I have tried to make it my lifestyle, I never got it figured out to where I could get past where I'm staying now. I'm hovering in the 50s. That's where I'm hovering. I did make it up to 70 at one point, but that was short-lived. So why I'm trying Nutrisystem is I've got to try to speed this up and hopefully get something that is consistent. I'm hoping Nutrisystem to be consistent, because I've got to get my knees done or I'm not going to be walking before long. No jokes about it. So the first week, they restrict you. Well, with my weight, I got an extra 200 calories, which I got to throw in. Let me tell you, a power fuel is your proteins. A smart carb is your carbs. And they like you to try to do like whole grains and things like that. So if you eat your breads, you eat the whole grains, the whole wheat breads. Now, I guess technically, as long as it fits in the calorie range, so 80 to 120 calories and 1 gram of fiber or more is a smart carb. A protein, 80 to 120 calories, 120, I think, and 5 grams of protein or more. So I guess as long as you fit in that, technically it counts, but I think from a health standpoint, you would be better served to stay lean meat, low-fat dairy, whole wheats, and whole grains in your carb choices. You also get, now the first week, you didn't, as far as I know, I didn't use them. I think maybe I did one day just because. I can't remember what it was. Listen, that was a week ago. 3 extras. Your extras are 10 to 35 calories. Those are things like your ketchups and pancake syrups and things like that. Honey. You get a whole teaspoon of honey, but you know what? When I melted it yesterday, it drizzled over there and it was plenty. So you'd be surprised at what you can get by with if you try. And then you get free foods, which there's nothing substantial in the free food department. Vinegar, spices, mustard, that kind of thing. I feel like I got some hairs in my eyes or something. Listen, I blow dried my hair this morning, and so I think I got this old wiry mess on everything. Listen, the older you get, the worse your hair gets, don't it? And then here I had to let it grow out, make it even worse. But whatever. So that's what you get. The first week, you just get your Nutrisystem meals and unlimited vegetables. I got my Nutrisystem meals, and you only get 2 snacks. I don't know if everybody ends up with 3 snacks. I do now that I'm on week 2. And the unlimited vegetables, no extras, well, I did use some freeze, like some vinegar on my greens. I ain't sweating some vinegar, I'll tell you that right now. No. Yeah, I noticed when I picked that up, I was before I actually started filming, I noticed me and Mr. Hoot Owl are matching this morning. I didn't plan that. That just worked. So the first week, I'm going to tell you what. I did the hard things. How many more times does Miss Maness have to tell you she don't like the vegetables? Okay, there are this many vegetables that I do like. We actually got a whole page full of vegetables that we like. But they're, some of them are things you cook in stuff. They're not raw, I can tell you that. Cucumbers. David don't even eat raw cucumbers. He'll eat it if I make him like this little summer salad, what's got some sour cream and some mayonnaise and stuff like that, stuff like that in it. He'll eat a salad. So we can't live on salad. We just can't live on salad. And so other vegetables we just tolerate. Well, this week, being how we can only have, I'm telling you, I'm fixing to have to get a loofah sponge after my face or a vacuum cleaner one. I don't know which one. I feel like I've got something all over my face. Do y'all see anything? Knowing that all we could have was the Nutrisystem breakfast, snack. Let's see. How did that work? I done forgot now. I done forgot how that snack worked. Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and dinner. That was it. 3 meals and 2 snacks. And I got 2 power fuels extra a day. David didn't get any. But knowing we were going to starve without the vegetables, and I'm going to tell you what, we questioned our choice after we made that order. It was too late then because they done had the money. Bing! Money sent. All over but the crying then. And they was just about some crying had happened up in that living room in yonder. David would be laying on the couch. I'd be sitting in the chair. I'd be like, Honey, he just looked over at me. He knew what I was going to say. You think we can do this? I don't know. I think we can. I'm like, I don't know. What are we going to do about all them vegetables? What, we going to starve to death? What are we going to do? I don't know. You think we can do it? Back and forth, back and forth. We were questioning our choice up to a point. We didn't regret it. We didn't lament the fact, oh my God, they got our money, now we're stuck with it. It wasn't that far, but we were questioning, were we going to be able to actually do it? Were we going to make it through? Were we going to be able to see the first week through? Were we going to get through eating minimal food? No extra proteins except for the 2 I get. And trust me, they are not a lot. 2 ounces of lean meat like chicken or fish. 2 ounces of fish? Listen, 2 ounces of fish is just enough to make you want some. And we're not talking good old fried fish at the fish camp neither. No. Which I guess if you wanted to fry it, you'd have to count a whole bunch of extras, and you don't get but 3 of them a day. So, without any carbs, just the vegetables. That ugly V word. So, I planned 2 different vegetables every day for 7 days. See, that's the thing. We bought the 5-day plan. So I still have to cook on the weekends, which we can, the complex meals. When you cook them on your own, they give you the guidelines of how many power fuels and how many smart carbs that you can have with your Nutrisystem meal. But you get your 3 meals and 3 snacks flex. You can flex them any day of the week that you want to do. You can flex 1 meal a day and eat everything else the way it says on Nutrisystem. We decided the easiest thing for us to be would be Saturday and Sunday. We're both home together. We can eat the exact same thing. I don't have to worry about making 2 different meals. I'll just make just as per usual when I cook supper. We eat the same thing. So he's going to eat the same breakfast as me. Lunch, snacks, supper, easier that way. So we're going to flex Saturday and Sunday. But for the first 7 days, that's your kickstart week. You do it 7 full, not 5. No, it's 7 days. By the time you get to day 6, you don't think you're going to see it through day number 7. But here I am telling about it. So I planned 2 different vegetables every day for 7 days. I don't think we had one single lap over. Is that a word? Overlap. Honestly. Because if that's all we could have, I didn't want us to get sick of. We're going to be sick of vegetables, but I don't want us to be sick of the vegetables, having eaten the same thing over and over. We didn't have salad because we couldn't have salad dressing. And neither one of us is going to eat a dry salad. I can tell you that right now. David Maness ain't eating no dry salad. Even on when we start this week, when we have our salads, I'm not going to say a word to him, because if the only way he can get his salad vegetables down is with his salad dressing, then that's what he's going to do. Even the nutritionist from Duke, who I don't even want to tell her she was right. I don't even want to tell her she was right. I tried it and I couldn't do it. I guess because I wasn't all in. I was all in knowing I wanted my surgery, but I was not. I just couldn't do it at that time. I just could not eat that many vegetables. I don't know why. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. She said, as long as half of your plate is vegetables, you're going to lose weight. She said, just do it my way. If you just make half of your plate, listen, I tried and I couldn't do it. Half of my plate. Well, guess what we did last week? Half our flipping plate was vegetables. But what she told me was, I don't care If the only way you can get broccoli down is to smother it with cheese, then smother it with cheese. That's from the nutritionist at Duke. If that's the only way you're going to get broccoli down, then get that broccoli down and put that cheese on it. So David, he ain't forgot that. He's like, that's the only way he can get his broccoli down is he puts a piece of cheese on it. He eats that Kraft Deli Deluxe, that kind that ain't wrapped up, that good creamy kind. He melts him a piece of cheese over both his servants, one for the house and one for the work. And that's how he eats his broccoli. Otherwise, he wouldn't eat the broccoli. You can forget it. Same with his cauliflower. Now, last week we had the purple cauliflower, and I'm going to tell you, that was our first time with the purple cauliflower. We both thought it was milder. We both agreed it was a milder cauliflower than the white one. Because, that one can be strong. Now, it still stunk the house up because, it's cauliflower after all. But it did have a milder flavor. From now on, when I buy cauliflower, that's what I'm going for. As long as they have it. If they don't have it, I'm probably not going to buy the white one anymore. Excuse me. And we don't eat it raw. We would eat it raw if we could load it down with ranch dressing, but that's not a option because you can get... Here, let me tell you. Let me tell you right quick. I'm telling you, my face is growing fuzz. Here's my salad dressing. For your extras, 3 per day, right? Y'all, I'm going to get on y'all's nerves. You can have, okay, are you sitting down? 1 teaspoon of regular salad dressing. A teaspoon, that's about how much goes on a cucumber. You can have 1 tablespoon of light or 2 tablespoons of fat-free. So, 1 table... Listen, hold on, let me wipe my face off. Okay, I don't know if I got it or not. I honestly don't know. So... there ain't no raw vegetable eating that requires a dip. And I don't think Dean's French onion dip is probably on the spectrum of maybe a teaspoon of that too. I can eat a bucket full of that stuff. Do y'all ever eat Dean's? Whew, that stuff is good. We got the, was it Food Line one time? You got to go Dean's. That's where it's at. Anyway, so I tried to make us something different every day, and we survived to tell the story. Here's why I harp on I hate vegetables, especially this week, is because I did it. I actually did it. I didn't think I could. If you want the hard things to happen, have we already said this? Did I just think it? I don't know. If you want the hard things to happen, which is at the right away 70 pounds, 200 pounds overall, we're right at 60, so 140. Half of that right away is what I'm doing Nutrisystem for, is to pop off 70 pounds as fast as I can. I'm not setting this as a lifestyle. Don't nobody come at me saying, oh, you got to have a lifestyle. I'll have a lifestyle when I get my knees fixed, and then I can maybe have a life. You see what I'm saying? So to have the hard things happen, you have to do the hard things. The crap ain't coming easy. 70 pounds ain't coming easy. Restricting my food is hard. Do you think I don't want to sit up on my big old behind eating Swiss rolls and lose 70 pounds? Sign me up. Sign me up. That ain't how it happens. So I've got to get myself serious about it. If it means eating vegetables when I don't want vegetables, which coming into week 2. Well, let me tell you about. Well, yeah, that's week 2. let's slide into week 2. I don't have to eat as many vegetables this week because I can have proteins and carbs. And there's not going to be enough stomach space. I know that's hard to believe. There's stomach space for a box of Little Debbie rolls, but there's not stomach space for rice and beans and taters and broccoli. You see what I'm saying? Something's got to give. It ain't going to be the broccoli. There's going to be a vegetable at every meal. If you watched my menu plan, you know that I micromanaged my first week of my first week of week 2. Honest to goodness, my whole week of week 2, I micromanaged it down to the nth. I worked on that menu a week. It was a pain in my rear end, but I knew if I didn't, first of all, if I don't meal plan, I don't have food on hand and we don't eat. That was way many years before I ever started trying to lose weight. I had to meal plan, or we wouldn't have the ingredients that it took to make the meals that we needed to make. I'd be standing there staring at the refrigerator wanting to make something and wouldn't have anything available. We'd have cakes and cookies, but you can't make you can make a meal out of cakes and cookies. A proper meal. You can't make a proper meal out of cakes and cookies. So, I've meal planned for every day. I especially had the meal plan this week because the formula, I guess you could call it, the formula is breakfast, your Nutrisystem, Power Food, Smart Carb, whatever, snacks, all your whole day is planned out for you in how many of this, that, and the other are you supposed to have. If I didn't plan it, first of all, I wouldn't have any food available, and then guess what? If I get hungry and you leave me my own devices, I will find something with the ingredients. And now there's nothing in my house that I can just go and eat that's contraband. There's nothing good in this house. I'm telling you that right now. Because triggers are real. If you think you can't hold your liquor, don't drink the liquor. Did I make myself clear? Not ever clear either. Ooh, that is some. Do y'all remember, side note, do y'all remember PJ back in college when they would mix it up in a garbage can, brand new, fresh, clean garbage can that was only used for the PJ, where it was just Everclear and fruits? I'm not going to tell you how I know. But I know. So, if you can't hold it, don't drink it. If you can't hold your Little Debbie cakes, don't buy them Little Debbie cakes. That's why I don't buy Little Debbie cakes, because I will eat the whole box before nightfall. And should I be ashamed to mention that? I guess I should, but guess what? If I don't mention it, somebody else might think they're the only one out there in the room. And guess what? You are not. I can't buy cakes and cookies because, listen, give me a cookie that you can dunk in milk. Oh my gosh. I'm going to eat until I can almost vomit. Cookies and milk. I'm not kidding you. There are things that I know I cannot have in the house. I can't make baked goods like I used to. There was not a day gone by in this house, there was not some kind of dessert sitting over on that bar. No matter what my bar looked like, where I lived, we had the desserts. Baked, cakes, cookies, pies, desserts. That's how I was raised up with my mama. That's how I seen fit to do it myself. If I walked by that bar, let's say I had a blueberry muffin cake. That was Noelle's favorite cake. That's what I would make her. Let's say I had a blueberry muffin cake. If I walked by that bar 4 times, Ask me how many pieces of cake I'd have. How do you think I got this big? It wasn't by not eating. It was by eating, and it was by eating all the wrong stuff and too much of the wrong stuff. It wasn't from eating, I can tell you this without even blinking an eye. See? It wasn't from beans and taters. I can tell you that. Maybe it was from lack of vegetables that went along with those beans and taters, but it was the cakes and the cookies and the pies and the McDonald's and the Bojangles, the Burger King, the Pizza Hut. It was because we're a fast food town. We have fast food out the wazoo, and we're a fast food family. We love it. Taco Bell, oh my gosh. We eat Taco Bell every week. David, he would go, listen, I can't get comfy on this old hard chair. He'd go up, because they was open till like 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd be sitting here. That's when I could stay awake at night. We'd be watching TV and movies and stuff like that. And we'd be like, you know, Taco Bell? Yep. So he'd go get Taco Bell every single weekend. And that wasn't the only time we ate out. We ate Bojangles every single Saturday morning. On his way home from work, he stopped and brought Bojangles. Sometimes he mixed it up and brought Hardee's. We ate out all weekend long, it seemed. So those are the things that got me to where I am. It wasn't the good old home cooking. Well, except for all the butter and fat back and hog jows, biscuits. What did I just hear? I just heard something. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I'm in here by myself. Something beeped. I thought it was my camera, but it was not. I think it's that stinking phone back there that does that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, where was I? That got me discombobulated. Oh, that's how I got fat. So, what was we talking about? Oh, going into week 2. I'm micromanaging everything, because if I don't, I'm not going to have what I need to eat, and I'm not going to know what goes with what. And I don't, look, this is just like a list to get you started, to get you an idea of 2 ounces of your lean meats and your fish, low-fat cheeses, 1 whole egg, half a cup of egg whites, a cup of skim milk, 3 slices of turkey bacon, half a cup of your oatmeal and your grits and your brown rice and your corn and your beans, stuff like that, to give you an idea of what you can eat. But until I get that more to memory and more used to what I need to have at each meal, then I feel like I need to micromanage it. What I don't feel I need to micromanage is David. He eats the same supper as me, the same lunch as me, except for possibly the Nutrisystem meal, because we don't have the exact same things, but he still has the leftovers that I have. I make enough food, which last week was all vegetables. This week we'll have a carb and a vegetable. I commit myself to have a vegetable at every meal. So we have supper together, and then he takes his food at night with him, and then my leftovers are for my lunch the next day, because he takes his lunch at night, because he has his, like I said before, that's his daytime. Nighttime is his daytime. So while I feel the need to micromanage my menu of the things that we're going to eat the same, and that includes Saturday and Sunday, that those are the exact same, I don't feel the need to micromanage him, because I figure he's a big boy. He knows what he wants to accomplish, and he's a grown man, and he knows, listen, he knows how to sacrifice for the greater good of the goal that he wants to accomplish. I don't have to stand behind him telling him, do this, do that, do this. He's a big boy. He knows how to look, see what he needs to eat, stick within those parameters. If he decides to go outside those parameters, then that's on him. I'm not going to stand there and baby him to death. I'm not going to baby myself to death. I can't do that anymore. That's ridiculous to even think that I can. We can't baby ourselves into thinking that this is just going to happen just because we want it to. No. If it happened because we want it to, none of us be fat. We'd all just be skinny supermodels, wouldn't we? That knows how to apply makeup. I don't know where that came from. Listen, I used to put on makeup. Y'all. Ooh, I used to be an attractive little thing. I ain't trying to blow my own horn, but I was an attractive little thing, and I could wear makeup, and I had hair before it all started falling out. Had a nice shape. I don't know what happened. Yes, I do. We just talked about what happened. I don't know where makeup come from. I guess I just got thinking about it. Listen, I sit here and I see myself all red face. There's my makeup, the natural red face. So I don't feel the need to stay after him because he knows what he needs to do. I know what I need to do. If I want to accomplish what I want to accomplish, I have to do the crap I don't want to do. I just have to do it. Do you think I wanted to exercise this morning? While I love the exercise I do, I don't love to exercise. Does that make sense? I don't like the start. I don't like the middle of it. I like the finish. I like the end of it. It hurts. It is painful. I have a hard time lasting. Some days are better than others. This morning was terrible. I lasted 10 minutes and I was almost in tears. But you know what? I lasted 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes more than if I had just said screw it from the get-go and didn't even try. Find something you like and do it. And if you don't like it, do it anyway because I said so. Just get up and move. You might not need to move to lose weight, but you need to move to keep your joints limber. I wish I had, even when, well, I will say when my back was going, in the middle of going, but now it's settled down to where it's at the worst it can get. When it was in the middle of moving, I could hardly walk. I was in the most excruciating pain. I would rather have 10 babies natural than to go through what I went through again. That ain't no exaggeration. Both of my babies were natural, and I'll do them again. Oh, let me tell you, speaking of natural babies, my little baby girl was 27 this week. Yes, she was. I know. RJ's 35. He'll be 36 this year, and Holly turned 27. I had him in my 20s, and I had her in my 30s. I had him with his daddy, and I had her with her daddy. It just bees like that sometimes. So, yes, she did. She turned 27, and I'm so proud of the little woman and wife and mommy that she is. And so she come over because I told her, I said, now, we'll try to get together and have little birthday parties, just dinner, and they get to pick their dessert. Okay, what dessert do you want? It's not always a birthday cake. 9 times out of 10, it's not a birthday cake. They want something homemade that I make them that they like, that's their favorite. RJ's is usually always nanner pudding, and Holly's is always peach stump cake. When I asked her, I said, now, we're not going to have our dinner because of this diet I'm doing, this whole, I'm not comfortable in where I'm at in it to go off the course just yet. I'm not comfortable yet. I could make wise choices, but I don't think I'm capable of making wise choices until I can, and I don't even know when that will happen. I'm just going to ride it out, doing it as written as long as I can without eating out. I will not never eat out again, but I want to ride it as long as I can and try to get some weight under my belt before I start trying to loosen my belt. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, I said, so what do you want for your dessert? And I knew I didn't even have to ask her, but it was a formality. Peach stump cake. So I made it for her, and she come over. Tuesday was her birthday. She come over Tuesday, and of course, when she comes, the baby comes. So I got to see him and had Mama come down so she could see the baby. And I told her, now, I'm just going to take one little snippet out the corner because I don't like to cook for people if I ain't tasted it. She goes, I know. So I took a little spoon. I took maybe, I kid you not, I'm telling you, about that much just to get a taste of it. Woo! That thing was as sweet as a sugar lump. I'm going to tell you what, it was so good. So that is what I made for her. So that, where did that come? Something about, doing the exercise. Just do your exercise. Do it because I'm doing mine. You do yours. Eat your vegetables because I'm eating mine. Some of you like them vegetables. What's that about? I wish I did eat vegetables. We wasn't raised up eating, like, we was raised up eating garden vegetables. Cucumbers and tomatoes and green beans and green onions, and then of course your taters and your beans. Those are and okra, collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens. Those are the things that we grew up eating. So I do love those. But you can't eat greens every day. I think I could about eat okra every day. David says, like, I ain't never going to turn okra down. I'm like, I know, right? So it's like Susie was saying, when I lament on the vegetables. Y'all sick of hearing it. Guess what? My channel. I'm sorry I had to say it. True story, though. Susie said, just eat the vegetables you like. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to force things on us that we don't like just to say we ate them. So you'll probably be seeing more okra and more greens. And we like green beans, but we're kind of outdone on the green beans. You can kind of have too many green beans, I think. And maybe broccoli once a week, because David will put his cheese on it, and just little things like that. So anyway, that is my weigh-in for this week, and I'm sure I have just talked way yonder too long about stuff half of y'all done heard, but thank you for sticking with me anyway and listening to it again. If you stuck around this long, give me a couple of those down in the comments. So that was, what was it? 317.2 for a loss of 8.4 and puts me at 59.9. Listen, I believe I could have took my clothes off and gained that right there, but I always weigh with my clothes on. So however you weigh, then that's how you weigh. You know what I mean? So that'll do it for me today. Thank y'all for coming along on this ride with me, this Nutrisystem ride. I appreciate y'all taking a concern into what I'm trying to do and to not being hateful to me about it, because I know there's people that don't like that I'm doing it, but then I have to do what's right for me, just as you have to do what's right for you. Everybody ain't the same. How boring would it be if we were all the same? So I know some of you are on Nutrisystem, and some of you are getting started on it, so we can do this thing together. Some of you are just curious. Maybe you want to see what a lower calorie menu plan, like, did I tell y'all they gave me 2005 40 calories. I don't think I told y'all that on week 2. That's what they got me. I'm going to tell you right now, unless I'm starving that day, I ain't eating 2,000 calories, because that I have seen you can look it up and you can get how many calories you need to eat to lose a half a pound, pound and a half, 2 pounds. And it takes you on down. I'm not trying to lose a half a pound a week. That's the one they say, oh, okay, the slower the better. Well, I don't have the luxury of slowness right now. I need some speed on my side. I got myself here, now I got to get myself out. And if it means not eating 2,000 calories a day, then I'm not going to eat 2,000 calories a day. Yesterday, I think I hit 13, something like that. And y'all saw my food last night. I think I had plenty to eat. And it was not 1,400. I know that. It was 13 something. And I did not eat everything that they had me down to eat. That's too much food. That's just too much food. I'm not doing it. I will, like me and David talked about it yesterday, we're not eating the food just to be eating the food. There may come a day when we want to eat the food and we want every morsel that is allotted to us. But if those days are where we don't need every morsel, then we're not eating it just to say we ate it, just because it was on our list. I'm not forcing food down my throat if I'm not hungry, or if I don't think I need it. If I think I can get by with less and maybe go a little hungry until my next meal, that is not the end of the world. I think it is. Like right now, my belly is growling. It's not even 7 o'clock yet, and my belly is growling. And normally I eat my breakfast at 8 o'clock. Normally I have been up. And last week, I don't know if it's because of all them vegetables. They bulk you up. They do things. But I'm hungry this morning, so it's not going to hurt me to sit here till 8 o'clock to go in there and get my breakfast. I'll make me some more coffee. I'm already on my first water, getting it down. Been up since 4 o'clock. I should have had it down, but let me see. Maybe that's my second. I done forgotten. Maybe that's my second water, because I've been up since 4. So anyway, that's all I know. I'm going to stop talking now. I think I have repeated myself. I need to go on shuffle next week. So what I'm going to do tomorrow's Friday, right? I'm going to give you my weekend flex menu, because that's too much to give you all in one day for a grocery haul day too. That's too much, because I've got to give you a full day's worth of eating of everything I have planned out. So it's a video in itself. So have a good Thursday. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for sticking with me and seeing me through this. With y'all's help, I will get through this. I appreciate all y'all's support and advice and tips and tricks and just kind words. I just appreciate all that. So I'll see you in my next video.